Hello, this is Thogdad here from Montenegro, and welcome to the first episode of Footie, Bantz. And let's kick off with JJ, and he wants to say something about Bolton Wanderers. Probably wants to talk about the new manager or the new team.
Bolton shit.
JJ, that's a bit harsh, mate. Now, do we have any other Bolton fans who want to air their views?
Why are you able to afford £350 million attackers and still can't sort out your defence? I understand you bought Thiago Silva and Chilwell, but come on. Really?
Oh, Jake, I've got to say I love the dramatic pause and the outtake of breath. In fact, let's see that again. But Jake, you raise a really good point while wearing a brilliant shirt. Chelsea have put a lot of resource into their attack, and it's the defence that needs it. Last season they conceded, I think, 1.4 goals every game. That's too much. They can't challenge for the title until they get some strength at the back. Now, do we have any more thoughts about Chelsea?
Thogdad, is Edward Mendy better than Kepper?
Now, Daniel, that is a really good question. What do you reckon, Felix?
Chelsea need a new goalie, so I think Mendy is the perfect replacement instead of Kepper, and I think Kepper's just been clumsy, and see where he goes next.
That is a good question. Edouard, Mendy or Kepper? And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of reasons why Mendy is a massive upgrade on Kepper. And firstly, he's 6'6", so he's 5 inches taller than Kepper, and that means he can come off his line a bit more and take those crosses. And secondly, Mendy is a really good shot stopper. He was the best in the French league last season, and Kepper was the third worst in the Premier League. So in all of those ways, he is an upgrade. The question is, can he settle in the Premier League? I tell you what, 6 years ago, Mendy was queuing up for a job, so he's seen hardship, and I reckon he'll settle. I reckon he'll be a really good buy for 20 million quid. However, Kepper actually disagrees with this, and he sent me his own clip. Here it is. Kepper, you got to move a bit more than that, pal. And thank you to James O'Rourke for sending that in. Top bins, mate. Now, the manager of Chelsea used to be Jose Mourinho. Does anyone have any opinions on the special one who now manages Spurs?
Tottenham are appalling for the big side they are. Their manager ruins every player. He'll ruin all of Tottenham's new signings. He did it at United. He ruined Sanchez. He ruined Lukaku. He'll ruin all of them. And they scam their way through competitions, like, for example, Champions League final, when VAR did Man City so dirty. But yeah, up the Bolton.
Charlie, that is just brutal. Come on, Adam, you've got to defend Jose Mourinho.
I think Jose Mourinho is a fraud. Crying about them goalposts, get him out and kill him.
I tell you what, Adam, you'd make a really good politician. In a communist dictatorship, and you'd have everyone off to the gulag, you would, pal. Now, do we have any other views on the great managers of our country?
Neil Warnock is vastly underrated in the English game, and that, I think, always gets his teams up from the Championship, and I think Middlesbrough will do very well this season.
Thank you, Thomas, and I've got to say I totally agree with what you say about Neil Warnock. He might be 70-odd years old, but I tell you what, he knows how to keep teams up. He knows how to get teams promoted. He is a top gaffer. JJ, have you changed your mind about Bolton yet?
Bolton shit.
And what do we think about the beloved owners of our Premier League clubs? Ethan, over to you, mate.
Hello, Thogdad and Thogden. Right, what we're going to do today is discuss how Mike Ashley ran Newcastle United over these years. He's a disgrace and I hate him.
I think you speak for most of the Toon Army, Ethan. But what a shame he didn't deliver that little speech from the podium behind you.
Mike Ashley, disgrace. Ran our club like an arsehole.
Wow, we've heard some really harsh comments. Does anyone have anything positive or nice to say?
Thogdad is the best.
Wow, Thomas, you are a man of great intellect and great judgment. In fact, I'd like to hear those words again.
Thogdad is the best.
Now, what do we think about recent signings to the Premier League? Harry, you've got something to say about Gareth Bale coming to Tottenham Hotspur, haven't you, mate?
I think Gareth Bale, when he's fit and can play, he'll be one of the best wingers in the league.
Harry, that is far too nice and far too positive. You won't be welcome on football Twitter anytime soon. Do we have any contrary views about Gareth Bale? Taylor, what do you reckon, mate?
Right, so what I want to touch on today is Gareth Bale to Spurs. So everyone's hyping him up about,
oh, the Premier League aren't ready for this. Oh no, this is going to be incredible. Mate, he's probably just going to get injured, to be fair. But I just don't get why he's so hyped up.
All I can say is go and watch the Irish guy. He did a brilliant video about Gareth Bale and his 7 years at Real Madrid, and about how he's one of the greatest players in the history of that amazing Spanish club. And what about Kai Havertz? He's just come to Chelsea for 72 million quid. What do we reckon?
Hello, Thogdad. Do you think Havertz will be a flop in the Premier League?
In a word, Sam, no. I think Havertz will take his time to adjust, but give him 3 to 5 years and he could be one of the most exciting, most valuable players in Europe. And what about Thiago, the midfielder who recently arrived at Anfield to play for Liverpool Football Club?
My opinion is I think Thiago will be the best midfielder in the Premier League next season. And subscribe to Thogdad because he's a legend.
Thanks for those wise words, Lewis, and I have to agree. This man is pure class. He's a man who sees things that others don't see. He plays simple balls, but he also plays balls that totally change the play and create things. Now, Manchester United haven't really signed anyone. What do you think of that, Murphy?
When Manchester United put a bid in for Jadon Sancho, Dortmund said, we want 120 mil. That's it, that's final. But Ed Woodward said, nah, let's look for our bin. I'll give you what's in our bin. We offered them a packet of cheesy Watsits, an old pound coin, and Jesse Lingard.
Murphy, that is brilliant. But all I can say is do not insult cheesy Watsits. They are a proper crisp. Now, I've got to ask, is anyone still having a cheeky punt on Manchester United?
What happened to Manchester United? Be beaten by Crystal Palace. Absolute shocking. My mum put a bet on for £244 and she lost just because they are a single team.
That is brilliant once again, and I've got to ask, who puts £2.44 on a bet? I mean, why not £2.50? And hello to all of our friends in Scotland. You've had the Thogdad beer review. Now it's time for a Charlie beer review. And Charlie tells me he's way over 18.
Right, I've got an American beer here. Budweiser. Sam and make a review. Can I have a style? I rate that solid, 8.7. What are you drinking in Montenegro, Thogdad?
I love the bit in that where his mate is shouting out, "It's an Amstel." Got to see that again.
Can I have a style?
Now, we've had a beer review. It's over to Wales for a cookie review.
Carl here in West Wales and I'm doing a cookie review. Very moist. Plastic packaging, 7.1. My prediction for Premier League, Liverpool winning the league, Fulham last.
I love how Kyle has got his minders behind him. It's like the Welsh version of Max and Paddy, that, isn't it? But 30 seconds after they filmed that, the whole of that school descended into chaos. Have a look at this.
Kyle from West Wales and I'm going to be doing a cookie review. 7.1, packaging, 7.1. Liverpool to win the league. That's a fucking shit. He doesn't up the rating.
Hello, Thogdad.
And all I can say is thank goodness that in 20 years' time, those lads will be running this country. Harry, you've got something to say about the Hammers, haven't you, mate?
I'm a big Hammer myself, and personally I think we're absolutely fucked. If Rice goes, I might cry. Yeah, I just want your thoughts on West Ham.
Now, Harry, I've got to say I share your concerns. Something is not right behind the scenes, and I think this could be a very long and very difficult season for West Ham United. So who's getting relegated from the Premier League this season? Massive Gimp has an opinion on that, and all I can say is I hope that's not your real name, mate, otherwise you're going to get bullied.
Unpopular opinion, Sheffield United are going to get relegated from the Premier League this season. They're going to come 18th alongside Fulham 19th, West Brom 20th. Watch it happen.
Massive Gimp, I think that's a little bit controversial. I think Sheffield United are too good to go down. Granted, you didn't get enough goals up front last season, but your defence is solid. I reckon you could be sort of 12th to 14th this season. Now let's settle that argument. Who is the best defender in the Premier League? Bogdan, you've got an opinion, mate.
What's your thoughts on Thogdad Mustafi being the best defender to ever grace the Premier League?
And I love that cheeky wink from Bogdan. I don't think he's being totally serious about Mustafi. Oh, good news. JJ's just written me a DM saying he's changed his mind about Bolton. He's sent a new clip, and here it is.
Bolton shit.
Now, guys, all I can say is I've loved making this video. Thank you for sending in the clips. great banter, great rants. And if you like this, I'll do it again. But what I want is 20,000 views of this video. And I also want to make an announcement. My channel is fairly new and it's only recently become monetized. I've not made a penny yet. Every penny that I make from this channel for the rest of my life, I'm giving away to mental health charities. I mean, over the last few months, people have found this COVID situation really hard, and in particular, young people. So that's a promise. Every month, whatever I get from YouTube is going straight to those charities. So please like and subscribe. This is Thogdad in Montenegro saying, see ya.